Welcome, Science 1206 students. It's been a little while since we've last met, but I'll be excited to be teaching you guys this course this year. Now, we'll be going through a few different points in the course here right now, nothing serious in terms of detail, but we'll look at the overall units, of course, along with the evaluation scheme, and just to go through your Google Classroom and indicate what sorts of features it will have to keep you guys connected, engaged, and organized throughout this entire course, okay? Your textbook is also online. You can see a little screenshot of it up here, and we'll look at that briefly here as well. First of all, the 4 units of study we have are pretty much evenly divided: weather, dynamics, chemical reactions, motion, and our biology unit, ecology unit on sustainability of natural ecosystems. We start in this order. So we start off with weather dynamics, okay? And weather dynamics is probably the most complicated science we'll encounter, although we won't dig into all the details. Our focus will be looking at mainly heat exchange, energy exchange between the hydrosphere and the atmosphere, which is really what weather is all about. There's lots of research activities we have, experiments that we have to do right away in this unit. I did one last year, or I guess at the beginning of our pandemic, on heat capacity. I do have a YouTube site as well called Pardon the Education. More on that later. But this is the type of thing that we're going to be doing right away. So it's an interesting little experiment that my daughter got me to do, unbeknownst to the curriculum connections that we have. Anyway, we'll go to the second unit, which is about chemical reactions. Now, chemical reactions we'll end with. We start mainly with naming chemicals, okay? All various types. We will then get into the different types of reactions that make up chemistry, and obviously have labs to show those connections as well. Our third unit is on physics, motion specifically, mainly under the heading of kinematics. Kinematics is more simple motion, motion that gets into displacement, velocity, and acceleration. Okay, quite a number of lab activities here as well. Some are high tech, like you can see my screenshot of me doing a free fall one for students last spring. But obviously we have the equipment here in the school to do them in lower tech ways as well. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. The final unit is the biology unit, the ecology unit specifically, and it gives us a bit more information in terms of being able to decipher the lies we hear in the world around us, okay? We're going to be looking at dynamic equilibrium within ecosystems specifically, and how all species and their non-living components as well are depending on one another, okay? So there's only so much we can do to the environment, I suppose, before we won't have really an environment that functions. So that's the 4 units quickly overviewed. You can see the value of each unit is pretty much indicating they are roughly the same length. There's a final exam in the course, a comprehensive final, that's worth 30%. As far as the next point on Google Classroom, I'll just go to the tabs that I've opened up. And Google Classroom will look like this for you guys, okay? The first announcement, I have 4 different things so far. One of them being your curriculum guide. It's a 200-page document. It's what teachers have to go with, but this might come in handy for parents that might want to dig into the details a little bit more. The other link, more functional for you guys, is the online text. Okay, so once you get logged in, and you can get it to save your information, it's just a click and then you get to this particular page here. I opened up the first chapter of the first unit on weather just to show you that it's in full color and high quality, and available on screen. Okay, so I'll be promoting the use of this textbook really only this year. So that's our basic look at the course up to this particular point, okay? So we'll be meeting each other very soon, most likely, well, definitely sometime late next week. So hopefully everyone is excited to do some science this year in the high school, and I'm excited to have you guys back.